Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my meditation practice, which began about, I'm going to say, 7 or 8 years ago, but it much more formally began when I downloaded the Waking Up app. So the Waking Up app is a guided meditation app from Sam Harris, where he delivers guided meditations daily and has some conversations with different experts in the area, and has different kinds of meditations as well and different courses within it. So I began the Waking Up app, it must be a year and a half ago, whenever it was released on Android, and I began with a 50-day course. So I'm going to mainly talk about one really intense actually isn't the right word, profound experience I had with the with the guided meditation. And I believe in retrospect, and at the time it certainly felt like this, that it was an experience of insight. So if you've any sort of interest in, I suppose, the mind and well-being, insight is definitely something that you're searching for. And my experience was, so it's hard to describe in words, but I'll do my best. So the meditation, that the guided meditation that this occurred with, was typical to many guided meditations. You sit and as comfortable as you might find yourself, so as I am sitting now, perhaps on pillows or in a chair, and you focus your attention onto something like the breath. And Sam goes through some different guidelines as to what you should maybe think about in different moments, and how you should direct your attention, and where you feel your attention might be coming from. And it's quite a workout. It's to me it's like the cognitive version of going to the gym. So it's really trying to listen and trying to attend appropriately to my environment, and focus my mind, and at the same time broaden it. So I had been practicing as I had been for the past few years, and really, I suppose, expending a lot of effort into being a certain way. And in the last, just before the end of the session, Sam kind of instructed me and everybody else who listened to the lesson to relinquish all effort. And I don't know if it was upon the enunciation of T in effort, or upon hearing the word relinquish, I'm not sure exactly when in time. Retrospectively, it feels like just the end of the word effort. Everything just collapsed. The sense of me being in a world collapsed. For an infinitesimally small moment, I didn't exist. The cliche of oneness meant something for the first time in my life. I was totally equanimous with my environment, with everything. And it lasted, the interval of time which it lasted was immeasurably small, but yet its effects were immensely profound. And I often reflect on that idea of what happened in that session, that idea of relinquishing effort. And I suppose it was the first time that I realised that trying so very hard at whatever it might be mightn't always be the best thing. for your well-being, for your relationships, for your life. And that relinquishing of that effort was so valuable to me. It was insane. I have yet to experience it again. This happened actually near enough to the beginning of the guided meditation practice. I've gotten kind of some glimpses of elements of what that experience was like, but not the whole picture, not the whole gestalt of it. But its effects have been very persistent, and it may occur for me again. I suppose I hope it does, but I'm not going to I'm not going to try for it to happen, because with that very intention, with that effort, I don't know how likely it is. I'll just continue my guided meditation practice in earnest, facilitated by the Waking Up app, and see where I go with my practice, with my mind, with my relationship to my environment and myself. And wherever that goes, it goes. I'm very confident the place that you are brought to after meditating over a long period of time, I think that's a worthwhile place to go to. I think it's therapeutic and important. That's been the case for me, and I think it's worth trying for everybody. So this video, this podcast is my effort to, I suppose, try and popularize meditation practice, guided meditation, and give my own insight into what insight might mean to you. Perhaps what I'm saying sounds like it could be worthwhile to you. It's also a huge thank you to Sam, who has been immensely important in both my intellectual development with his Making Sense podcast, and also in my own flourishing in life through the Waking Up app. And what's incredible about these services, if you're not familiar with them, is that I think Sam has a subscription which is, I think, maybe €50 a year, something like that, which I would struggle to justify spending in a weird way for my own mind. It sounds so bizarre, but he has said, if a subscription fee is something that you would have to think twice about spending on something that's important to you, well, then you can have his content and his service for free. So I emailed info@Sam Harris and got Waking Up, and got a free subscription to both. And I look forward to paying my subscription in the future when I get some steady income. But yeah, that's a little bit about my meditation practice. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd highly encourage you to check out Sam Harris, his podcast, his meditation app. It's worth every penny. If you cannot afford it, I'd highly recommend you give the free trial a go. And after that, if you find it useful, send an email and you'll get set up with a free account. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the dislike button if you disliked it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions about my experience with the app or my experience with meditation or insight, I'd love to hear them. And I hope I can do a better job perhaps in the future in describing what insight is to me and how that might be important to you. Thank you very much for watching.